What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a content planning automation for an SEO agency on Make.com. Let's get started. On this automation, we are going to generate a content brief and a keyword inclusion checklist and send it to our team. For the content brief, we are going to create a template on PandaDoc to generate the new brief that we're going to send to our team after we change our status on Monday.com to content brief. We're also going to include a Google Doc keyword checklist for them to include specific keywords in the document. On Monday, I've created a board that I've renamed to SEO agency clients. Here's where we'll include our agency clients. And we have the content brief as one of the status of each of our clients. On Make, I'll create a webhook that is triggered after the status of one of our clients changes to content brief. So here, I'll search for webhooks, then click on custom webhook. Then here, I'll click on add. I'll rename our webhook to content planning. And then click on save. Then here, I'll copy the link of our webhook and click on OK. And then on Monday, I'll click on integrate. Here, I'll click on webhooks. And then I would like to send a webhook after the status of one of our clients changes to something. So I'll use these as our template. And then here I'll use another account. And over here, I'll paste the webhook link that we copied on our webhook. And then on Make, I'll run our webhook. And then on Monday, I'll click on connect. It says fail to communicate with the URL provided. So here, we return this challenge text. To do that, we're going to use a webhook response. So I'll search for webhooks, then click on webhook response. And then here, we'll return this challenge text. So I'll add to call it braces. And then I'll write challenge. And then here, I'll add this text, then click on OK. Then here, I'll run our webhook again. Then on Monday, I'll click on connect. You can see it ran successfully. You can delete the response and set up our webhook. So here, I'd like to send a webhook when the status of one of our clients changes to content brief. Then I'll click on create automation. Now here we can test if our webhook works by running our webhook again and then changing the status of one of our clients to content brief. So you can see that our webhook works properly and we're getting the specific client whose status we just changed. Now to get the rest of their data, I'll copy this pulse ID and then here I'll search for Monday. Then click on Monday. Then here I'll search for get an item module. Click on get an item. I'll choose our connection. Then for the ID, we're going to add our pulse ID. Then for the board ID, we're going to add the SEO agency clients board and click on OK. Now here, I'll run this module only by pasting the pulse ID that we copied from our webhook and click on OK. You can see that we're getting their first name, last name, company name, their email, and their phone number. Now with their details, we can proceed and create a content brief and create a keyword checklist that we are going to send to our team to start planning the content of our client. So on PandaDoc, we're going to first of all create a content brief template that we are going to use to create a brief that we're going to send to our team. So on PandaDoc, I'll click on template. Here, I'll search for a template. So we like to create a brief, so I'll search for brief. Then we can use the design brief template and customize it into a content brief template. And then here I'll click on add one item. Yeah, we can rename our brief to content brief template. Then here, we can customize the brief document according to your client's preference. Here, you can even insert marketing materials links over here. Now, I'll rename our template to content brief template. And then after customizing our template, I'll click on create document. Then here, I'll rename it to content brief template and click on continue. Created a content brief template. On Make, we can proceed to create our client-specific content brief. So I'll search for PandaDoc, then click on PandaDoc, and here I'll click on create a document. PandaDoc, I'll create a connection between my PandaDoc account and make.com account. To create a connection, click on add, and here you'll rename your connection, then click on save. And then a new window will be prompted where you'll choose the account that you'd like to connect to make.com. Then after choosing the account, a connection will be created. But since I had already created a connection, I'm going to close it. And then here, I'll give my document a name. We'll choose to add the client's first name right here and say this is his brief document. Let's say our client is Esther. It could be Esther's brief. And then here, we're going to choose a template that we're going to use to create our client's brief. Our template is a content brief template. So I'm going to choose our template for here. And then since I'm going to send this document via email, I'm going to click on OK on this module. And here we can run this module and see if we're going to create a brief document of one of our clients. So here I'll run this module. Then I can add Esther as the first name of our client and then click on OK. And you can see we've created Esther's brief right here. And we're also getting our brief documents ID over here. So with our brief document ID, we can download our brief document so we can send it to our team. So here I'll search for the download document module. Then for the document ID, I'm going to add the document ID right here and click on OK. Now here, I'll rename this module to create content brief. Then click on OK. Then I'll rename this module to download content brief. Then click on OK. After creating the content brief and downloading the content brief, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to create a client's keyword checklist. So here, I'll search for Google Docs, then click on Google Docs, and then here, I'll click on create a document. Here, we're going to give our document a name. So we're going to call it our client's first name keyword checklist. So I'll say first names keyword checklist. And then for the content, can instruct our team to write the client's keywords right here according to the content brief. And you can choose the document's location. You can choose to add it to our employee documents and then click on OK. Now here, I'll rename this to keyword checklist. Then click on OK. Here, you can run this module and add the name of our client and click on OK. And here we get our web view link that we're going to send to our team for them to update the keyword checklist document. The name of our document right here, it's SL's keyword checklist. And here we're instructing our team members to write the client's keywords according to the content brief. We can now send our content brief and our keyword checklist to our team via email. So here I'll add another module. And then I'll search for email. Then here I'll search for send an email module. And then I'll rename this module to content planning email. Then click on for the email address. We're going to add our team member's email address. Could be James' email address right here. And then the subject line of our email could be on the lines of content brief and SEO keyword checklist for client project. Here we can replace the client by the client's name. So we can add their first name right here. And then the content type, we're going to choose plain text. And then the content of the email could be on the lines of, hi James, I'm sending over the content brief and SEO keyword checklist for our latest client project. Could you please review the brief and start filling in the relevant keywords into our Google Docs document? Here are the links. And then here we can add the content brief document. So the content brief document, we're going to get its link by adding its file name right here from the download content brief document module. And then for the SEO keyword checklist, we're going to add the link to our document, which is this web view link right here. And the rest of the email could be on the lines of, please focus on identifying primary and secondary keywords that align with the topics outlined in the brief. Let me know if you have any questions or need clarification on any of the keywords. Once completed, let's sync up to review your recommendations. Thanks for your help on this. Best regards, Brandon. I'll click on OK. Now to test if automation works perfectly, here I'll run automation. And then one of our clients to content brief. And you can see right here, our automation ran successfully. We triggered a webhook after we changed the status of one of our clients to content brief. Then we got the client's data right here. We created a content brief from a template on PandaDoc. Then we downloaded the content brief, and then we created a keyword checklist document. And then we sent a team member the content brief and the keyword checklist. This is the subject line of the email that we are sending to our team member. It's on the lines of content brief and SEO keyword checklist for, then we added the client's name, project. And then this is the email that we are sending to our team right here. Here's the brief document. This is the link to our keyword checklist document right here. Here's a simple automation that you can create right now to plan the content for your clients in your SEO agency. Now, if you have an automation or a system in mind that you'd like for me to create, just comment down below in the comment section. I read out the comments, and if I land on your comment and I find it intriguing, I'll come back on a future video showing you how to create the entire automation or system from scratch. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.